It's 10 o'clock Central Africa time. Good evening and welcome to the news brought to you by Swarton Television and Sunpoint alongside Namakabiso Kambolon Sign Language. We begin here. First, our headlines tonight. The Minister of Agriculture has officially unveiled the Board of Directors of the Eswatini Water and Agriculture Development Enterprise, EWADE. The Minister of Finance has officially announced Bapegile Matsebula as the new Director General of the Eswatini Financial Intelligence Unit, EFIU. And the Director for Agriculture, Nelson Mavuso, says farmers were able to successfully fight the outbreak of African armyworm. Good evening. The news in detail. We begin here. Our first story. The Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Mandla Chauka, has officially unveiled the Board of Directors of the Eswatini Water and Agriculture Development Enterprise, EWADE, to oversee and complete major agricultural projects to ensure the ministry fulfills its mandate of achieving national food security. The minister made this announcement while presenting the new board chaired by Nomusa Dlamini Dibane.
While introducing the board, the Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Mandla Chauka, emphasized that their role is to ensure the ministry achieves its core pillars, which are uplifting the agricultural economy, improving service delivery, and ensuring national food sovereignty. The Honorable Minister stressed that the new board must prioritize completing large-scale agricultural projects that will improve water access for farmers, enhance irrigation infrastructure, and boost crop production. These include the LUCIP 2 and Mkhondro Ngwavuma Augmentation Project.
Kwekuqala nje sine project lenkulu ngala ngendansi lesithi LUCIP 2. The project le ifinance ngabe iyaphela lo nyaka. Kodwa ke ngenxa yetimali sikathola imali etanele ukuthi iphele. Kodwa ke siyitholile imali enganga just over 200 million ku budget lo nyaka. Lenye ke project letawuqala lo nyaka lesitholile ifunding yayo kuthiwa isaphem sitawuzama ukusita abalimi likakhulu abancane.
He says that the government is committed to ensuring national food security and economic growth through agricultural development, and EWADE's board will be instrumental in achieving these goals. The minister points out that agriculture remains one of Eswatini's economic backbones and called on the board to work tirelessly to ensure that farmers, especially smallholder farmers, receive the support and resources they need to thrive. The newly appointed board chairperson Nomusa Dlamini Dibane expressed gratitude for the trust bestowed upon the board and vowed to fully commit to the task.
Singathembisa kwekuthi sikuvile futhi sitawutimisela.
She acknowledges the immense responsibility that comes with the role and emphasized her commitment to delivering on the mandate given to them. The chairperson reassures the Minister of Agriculture that the board would work with transparency, accountability, and a clear focus on results. The board, appointed by the minister, is expected to serve a 3-year term. It consists of 10 members, including the ministry's principal secretary, Sydney Smelane, Moses Siyaya, Busangaya Masina, and EWADE CEO Samson Sithole, to name a few. Reporting, I am Natsila Sithole, with Sondom Langeni, Babane.
The Minister of Finance, the Honorable Neil Rickenback, has officially announced Bapegile Matsebula as the new Director General of the Eswatini Financial Intelligence Unit, EFIU. The minister stated that the unit has been given a mandate to address financial crime while also maintaining the integrity of the financial sector in the country. The minister made the announcement at EFIU offices.
The Eswatini Financial Intelligence Unit has been given a mandate by the government to safeguard the financial integrity of the country. The Minister of Finance, Honorable Neil Rickenback, has announced Bapegile Matsebula as the new Director General, who has been tasked with ensuring that the EFIU remains at the cutting edge of financial intelligence, setting new standards and achieving measurable milestones.
This appointment marks a significant milestone in our ongoing efforts to strengthen the country's governance of anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing, to secure a financial system, and to drive the economic growth agenda. As we navigate through these challenging times, it's imperative that we have a strong leadership at the helm of our financial monitoring and regulatory institutions. As such, the role of the EFIC Director General is crucial in ensuring that our efforts in combating money laundering and preventing terrorism financing are effectively implemented so that we can achieve our goals of improving the country's mutual evaluation ratings and becoming fully compliant with the FATF recommendations.
Babegile Mathebula, the new Director General of Eswatini Financial Intelligence Unit, pledges that the unit will continue to uphold its core values.
As you will know, Honourable Minister, we're also responsible for the designated non-financial businesses and professionals. In that respect, Minister will review and strengthen our regulatory and supervisory tools for the DNFBPs to effectively supervise and manage compliance in the sector. May I take this opportunity, Honourable Minister, to also acknowledge the outstanding work of the team of at the Eswatini Finance Intelligence Center and the leadership that has come before me. In particular, Honourable Minister, I'd like to acknowledge the contribution by my predecessor, Mr. Graham Fitzgerald.
Minister Reichenbach assures that the incident of leaking financial intelligence information that occurred previously will not happen again, as new systems are now in place to prevent such occurrences. For Eswatini TV News, Sondo Mlangeni with Themba Shabangu, Mbabane.
The Director for Agriculture, Nelson Mavuso, says that farmers were able to successfully fight the outbreak of African armyworms. Mavuso says that all the areas that were affected no longer have these outbreaks. Mavuso made these remarks while giving an update on the African armyworm situation in Eswatini.
Farmers in the Kingdom of Eswatini have been facing challenges in the past few weeks due to an outbreak of African armyworms, which affected almost all regions. This surprised farmers as the country is working towards producing enough stable grain. In response, the Ministry of Agriculture quickly issued guidelines for farmers on how to combat the worms. The Director of Agriculture, Nelson Mavuso, says that the ministry has visited all affected areas and confirmed that the African armyworms are no longer a concern.
maturity stage.
Mavuso says that the yields will not be affected as the outbreak occurred after the crops had reached the maturity stage. Mavuso says that these worms typically affect crops at the grassroots level. Mavuso says that the challenge was overcome because farmers followed all necessary precautions as advised by the ministry. The president of the Eswatini National Agriculture Union, Matthias Mathebula, confirmed that there have been no further reports of African armyworms from farmers. Mathebula says that farmers strictly followed the guidelines provided by the ministry. The ministry has also advised farmers to avoid using pesticides that could cause harm to people and animals. For Eswatini TV News, Sondo Mlangeni, Mbabane.
The Minister of Agriculture officers will relocate to the renovated offices at the end of March 2025. Now, the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Sydney Smilane, has confirmed that the ministry structure is almost complete. Smilane made these remarks while providing an update on the renovations of the ministry's official offices.
Muhle umsebenzi kwekucala kwesibili sibonga ukuthi kuhambe ngale pace noma ngale speed velele besisibhekile. So by the end of this month March kufuna sibe siphumile sonke siletulu emahhovisi ethu.
We are thrilled to announce that we will soon be moving back to our newly renovated offices, which have been designed to offer a much larger and more open space. The renovation of our original office spaces is now almost complete, and we are eager to settle into the upgraded environment. These improvements reflect our commitment to creating a more comfortable and efficient workspace for all our staff. One of the key upgrades is the expansion of our boardroom. In the past, it was somewhat smaller and limited in capacity, but with the renovation, we have created a much larger and more modern space that will better accommodate our growing needs and foster more productive meetings. Additionally, we are pleased to share that as part of this renovation, we have incorporated office spaces for the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO. This development aligns with the request made by Their Majesties to house the FAO offices within our premises. We see this as a significant step towards strengthening our ongoing collaboration with FAO and enhancing our relationship with this important international organization. By housing their offices in our new space, we hope to further promote shared goals and initiatives in the fields of food security and agriculture.
The Parliament of the Kingdom of Eswatini is amongst the countries that promote inclusivity, particularly for women and persons with disabilities, especially within the parliamentary structure. This comes after members of Parliament participated in the 56th SADC Parliamentary Forum held in Zambia.
The parliamentary business on Monday, the House of Senate, particularly the Portfolio Committee members, tabled the Portfolio Committee report for various ministries for the year 2025-2026. One of the reports discussed was the 56th SADC Parliamentary Forum Plenary Assembly session. Senator Isaac Makakula highlighted that the Parliament of Eswatini has a significant number of women, which is not commonly seen in other countries.
Sabeka ukuthi bomake nasenda nje example kuleya minyaka loyo nginasini lorandzela lo besiye kuwo besingakhuluma nga14 wabomake labasekhundleni noma labaseparlament.
Makakula says that the presence of a senator representing persons with disabilities in the Honorable House reflects the Parliament's commitment to ensuring that everyone is represented. Senators also commended Their Majesties, the leaders who ensure that no one is left behind, especially women. They praised the speeches delivered by Their Majesties, affirming that the Kingdom is offering opportunities to all. Senators also noted that young people are well represented as well. The senators then adopted the reports. Feswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Smova Shongwe, Temba Shabangu, Parliament.
The Eswatini Communications Commission, ECCOM, is urging broadcasters and media professionals to adapt to changes in the communications sector as technological advancements continue globally. ECCOM Consumer Affairs and Communications Manager Fisiwe Vilane says it is crucial to bring together broadcasters and journalists to enhance their knowledge and align them with emerging industry standards.
Recognizing the rapid changes in communication and technology, the Eswatini Communications Commission has convened industry professionals for a training to improve their work in an era where advanced technologies are being used to speedily transmit information. ESCOM Consumer Affairs and Communications Manager Fisiwe Vilane provides further details on this workshop.
Sisakhulumisana netiteshi letisakatako tema-wireless netiteshi tabomabonakudze.
Vilane says the media and communications industry is evolving rapidly, driven by digital technology and changing consumer behavior, which is why journalists and broadcasters must continuously upgrade their skills to keep pace with global trends and deliver credible, accurate, and timely information. She explains that the workshop aims to bridge the knowledge gap between traditional media practices and modern digital communication strategies. South African broadcaster William Lehong highlights the importance of knowledge sharing among media professionals.
We're looking at all the key, departments within the broadcasting industry, which is radio and television production, which is news gathering. And both of these to function, you need advertisers to advertise on both these platforms. And for the advertising and the radio and TV to function, you need people with digital and technical skills who know what they're doing. So we are really here to then help enhance the skills that the colleagues have, and in some cases help develop, right? Because sometimes we have ideas, but we don't know how to actualize them or to manifest them in reality. So we are here to help you with that process.
The workshop is expected to run for a week at the Hilton Hotel and will explore key issues in the media sector and discuss possible solutions to broadcasting challenges. Reporting, I'm Nosile Sitole with Themba Shabango, Mbabane.
Late payment of suppliers is a long-standing issue that has caused an outcry in the country, with concerns arising from the health sector lately. Now, the Minister for Finance, the Honourable Neo Rickenback, has clarified the procurement issues.
The minister has explained that more has been done to ensure the payment of suppliers is swift.
Look, I think what we need to understand is the procurement process is cumbersome, but it also has all sorts of different options in it. You've got like emergency procurement. If the country's run out of medicines, it's definitely an emergency. And emergency procurement means that you can finish the whole procurement process in a month. At the moment, the Ministry of Health approached us as a Minister of Finance, said they'd like to go for emergency procurement because they wanted to move to buy some medicines from South African wholesalers, which had a lot of stock of medicines and they could help them. We helped them straight away. Within a month, they were up and running. And as we speak, there's a lot of medicines now coming in from the South African wholesale companies. And that's what's actually saving the day at the moment in Eswatini. So even though the procurement process is cumbersome, there's avenues to be able to say, listen, there's a single source. Only this company in the world provides ARVs, for instance. Its point is going to tender because you know there's only one supplier. So you go for what you call a single source procurement request, which means there's no tender process. You just go for single source. You know who the supplier needs to be because they're the only ones producing it, and you then buy from them. So all those avenues are in the procurement legislation, and they do use them. The Ministry of Health is actually now quite strategically using these methods of procurement. There's payment of suppliers where we do have a problem. Then there's payment of medicines, which we prioritize and we pay every week. So we handle these things very differently. So do we have a problem with paying suppliers? We do have a problem paying suppliers, and we need to get a cash flow injection to try and solve that.
He stated that the ministry is working around the clock to ensure suppliers are paid on time. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
The Eswatini Communications Commission says there are some sectors that can be reserved for indigenous Maswati in broadcasting, telecommunications and postal services. Director of Technical Tulan Fagutse said that when sectors in the information communication and technology made their contribution towards formulation of Citizens Economic Empowerment Act regulations at the United Nations building in Mbabane.
As an example, we believe there is an opportunity for young people to participate in areas such as the distribution and retailing of electronic communications equipment, devices and the like. So those are some of the issues that we are discussing and contributing on to say maybe it's some of the areas also. Whilst that has been a long tradition in terms of the regulated sectors, ownership limitations to say maybe a certain percentage in terms of licensed service providers, they are limited to locals.
Sakile Nsibanze, a member of the Citizen Economic Empowerment Council, says there are still opportunities in the ICT sector for local businesses.
Most of the Maswati know about the digital divide, and it means that there's quite a big gap in terms of inviting the youth businesses or startups to actually participate in this industry, because most of the people don't understand how it functions. They don't see the value chain.
Different businesses have shared their expectations on the Act, especially in relation to ICT.
If access to information is improved and the word is democratized, where everyone can get information anyhow, anytime, that could significantly improve how people do things.
Singajabulela ukuthi nangabe kwakhiwa njengoba sikwakha lesikuvaka kubozizwe la ngekhathi akungabese sengena eshelfini kaCommerce.
You can't do any business without the ICT. We need to communicate each and every day
with our clients.
The Citizen Economic Empowerment Act introduces several measures to support local businesses, which include preferential procurement, supportive business culture, as well as regional development initiatives. More businesses are still expected to make their contributions to the regulations that are formulated to put the Act into motion. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa Mbabane.
Right, and just like that, we segue into the world of business, where we take a look at financial indicators to give us a sense of how markets performed today in the Up Next Financial Report.
Standard Bank.
Welcome back on our sports news. The Manzini municipality has launched a football tournament with a pool prize of 45,000 Malangene, which will be contested by 12 wards under the city's jurisdiction. The competition is exclusively for football players from the Manzini region who must adhere to the tournament's regulations. This initiative was launched at Manzini municipality offices.
Promote unit among residents of Manzini, the city's municipality has launched a football tournament in which all 12 wards of the city will compete for the championship. The deputy mayor of the city, Wesley Dlamini, stated that they aim to encourage residents to be active and to keep young people away from bad habits through sports.
The Manzini City Awards tournament is not just about playing football, but it's all about creating a platform where community members come together and showcase and celebrate their talents. Also, learning the values of teamwork, discipline, and sportsmanship.
The Manzini City Council Acting Chief Executive Officer Zweli Mapanga explained that the tournament aligns with the city's integrated development plan, which runs until 2030.
The municipality has recently adopted a new integrated development plan for the period 2024 to 2030. And as part of this plan, the development and rehabilitation of community recreational facility is a very key priority. The tournament we are launching today will feature 12 municipal wards, each competing in a strictly knockout format.
Sandile Nyaweni from Ward 5 praised the city for organizing such tournament.
Singathanda lokubonga ikakhulukazi mayor unakubahlonishwa lokuthi nikubone kufanele ukuthi kule era kule generation lesikiyo
There will be no prize money for the participating teams, and the tournament will take place over 3 Saturdays, starting next Saturday as well as on the 5th and on the 12th next month. All matches will be played at the Zakhele Community Ground. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports, I'm Linda Dlamini. Bye-bye.
Right, to the sports news, we hit the home stretch of the news at 10 at Eswatini TV. Before we go, here's a quick reminder of news making headlines tonight. The Minister of Agriculture has officially unveiled the Board of Directors of the Eswatini Water and Agriculture Development Enterprise, EWADE. The Minister of Finance has officially announced Bapegile Matsebula as the new Director General of the Eswatini Financial Intelligence Unit, EFIU. And the Director of Agriculture, Nelson Mavuso, says that farmers were able to successfully fight the outbreak of African armyworms. Right, and just like that, we have come to the conclusion of the news at 10 here at Eswatini Television. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We shall now segue into the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the team at Eswatini TV. For now, it is good night and God bless.
Shop millions in savings with Spar Rewards until 21 April. Get 3 kg Sunlight hand washing powder for $79.90.